In this video we'll discuss about sustainable competitive advantage. So before going to discuss about sustainable competitive advantage, we'll first of all we'll try to understand what we understand by competitive advantage. So in competitive advantage, if you remember, we have discussed about the Porter's 5 force framework. In Porter's 5 force framework, we have the 5 forces were there, and how if you are going to you are able to manage these 5 forces, then you will be having a competitive advantage. That means if you are going to make your bargaining power of supplier low, bargaining power of buyer also low, okay, there will be no scope for the new entrant to enter into the market. There should be absolutely no threat of substitutes, okay, and amongst the different players in that existing market, okay, you should your farm should be significantly differentiated. Then we'll say that we are having the organization is having, or the farm is having, the competitive advantage. Okay, so this one is what we call as this is called outside in approach. Okay, that means based upon the industry in which you are located, you are going to plan, and then after your company is going to be prepared accordingly. Okay, but there is another approach is called, which is in the that is resource based view, where it is a inside out approach. Okay, so what is this inside out approach, and who are the promoter of that one? Prahalad, Hamel, they have been the main promoter of this resource based view, or what we call as the inside out. Okay, competitive advantage is if you are standing significantly different or ahead of all your players in the competitive market, then we'll say that it is a competitive advantage. Okay, but when you are going to, and this is for a short time frame, okay, but you are having some competitive advantage which you can continue with that competitive advantage in a long term basis, then we'll call that one as a sustained competitive advantage. And that sustained competitive advantage cannot be is difficult to achieve based upon the outside in approach of Porter's 5 force framework. If you are following this one, then based on that we cannot achieve sustained competitive advantage. In order to achieve a long term competitive advantage or sustained competitive advantage, we have to follow inside out approach. Okay, there are like companies like companies like your Tesla, they are very prominent in the electric vehicles. Okay, your Apple is another company. Okay, so they follow this type of inside out approach. Okay, before that electric vehicle was not very prominent one, or it is a new approach. Customer were having the requirement, but they were not able to inform to that or they were not able to communicate outside. Okay, so that means we are not getting any hints from the outside. It is an inside out approach. Okay, they found out that why not we produce something which would be environmentally friendly, as well as which would be having some other effectiveness and efficiency which would be the need of the hour. Okay, like fossil fuel issues is there, pollution, air pollution issues is there, so they have targeted this one. when inside out means you are not going to take any of this factor. It is not like that. It is the business environment factor you are not considering, but other factors you are considering, and you are thinking that one means you are not uh, mm, you are not learning those things, or you are not getting the hints from the any other competitors. You are the making that the organization is making the decision for the first time, so that is inside out approach. Okay, and like Apple has introduced iPod or iPad. Okay, so these are the things, and it is not always, you will not say that this is something what you call as a you are bringing the innovation in your, like Tesla and Apple, they have introduced in the product. That can be also in the methodology that you accept over there. Like earlier also there was um, car renting or cab hiring facility was there. Now they have what new type of this Ola, Uber. Okay, or you can say in the case of OLX. Okay, as car purchase or something you are doing, you earlier also physical stores were there. Now with the respect of OLX, you are making the transaction. Okay, or say for example for bringing books or some other things through your Amazon. Previously also bookstores were there, physical bookstore from there, where we used to purchase the book. Okay, now this you have adopted this new methodology. Okay, these are the examples. Here they they have adopted uh, the product line or innovation in product line. So both way this inside out or resource based view is being adopted. But resources are the input for the resources are the input for organizations activities. Okay, so and that can be like this one, tangible resources and intangible resources. Okay, and again here you have physical resources, financial resources, human resources, intellectual resources, reputations. Okay, when we are going to we are saying that it is inside out approach, that point of time, if you are having some physical resources, like you have got some machinery, your plant facility or something, which would be, which can the your competitor cannot have. Okay, then but you whatever physical resources you are having, that can also be at some point of time your competitor or other players in the same market, they can also have this particular physical resources. Okay, financial resources you do not means for your current ratio or debt equity ratio, something you are maintaining, um, and your competitors are the same players in the market, they can also adopt the same type of thing. Okay, so this one will not be something very unique to you. Okay, human resources, the type of human resources, their productivity with respect to a particular individual employee. Okay, so that can also be achieved by some other companies. Okay. Intellectual resources, suppose you have hired very good human resources, so that can also be, that intellectual resources like copyright, patent can also be achieved by some other of the players, so that these things will not remain as the unique. Reputation can also be acquired by other thing. So if you are having something very unique, like in the case of these companies, Tesla, Apple, or say for OLX, Ola, OLX, Amazon, or say for example Dell delivery system. Okay, so if you are having some uniqueness over there, then only you can say that you will have a your inside out approach would be there, and as a result of which you can achieve sustained competitive advantage. Isn't it? Sustained competitive advantage. So in order to sustain competitive advantage, or what we'll call that one as a in a long term basis you are going to continue with the same competitiveness. Okay, so that one would be called as sustained competitive advantage. Okay, so now we have said that resources are input for carrying out activities, and these are the different type of resources, and we can say that nowadays any of these, like physical resources, it can be achieved by your competitor, financial resources can be achieved, your human resource can be achieved, intellectual resources can also be achieved these days. Okay, and then reputation. Okay, so how, if you are going to sustain in the market, you have to maintain the sustained competitive advantage. At that point of time you have to be really make something very unique, either a single resources which is very unique, which cannot be acquired by some other competitors, then only we'll say that you are going to achieve this sustained competitive advantage. Okay, we often confuse like that our company is having a, suppose some for few years, if you are maintaining that competitive advantage, then we will say that you are having the advantage over there. Okay, so it is not only limited or confined to this like in your corporate sectors like Tesla, Apple, Ola, Uber, OLX, Amazon, Dell. Like in the social sector also we'll find this type of thing. Okay, like one example over here I'll discuss, like Jaipur Port. Jaipur Port, you can see one person who is not able to walk, he is coming over here, and how they are making the prosthetic foot being is being assisted by the medical personnel, and they are able to make the person not only walk, but he is able to run now, he is able to climb a tree, he is able to ride a bicycle. Okay, and this is what we call as a innovative one. This is something what is a and this is, you can read over here as one of the 50 best innovation of the world in the year 2009, and Time magazine has declared that one, and it is world's largest organization for handicapped. Okay, so this is, and many status as United Nations also has given some status for special status to this particular organization. Okay, so now the thing is that how can we say that it is only sustainable competitive advantage is only in the case of your corporate world. In the social entrepreneurship sector also you can find this type of thing, like nowadays as COVID-19 is there, the very famous name, that is your Serum Institute. Okay, they also, they claim to be the best, the largest what you call vaccine producing company. Okay, or you take for example the Arvind Eye Hospital. Okay, so these are the things what we call, they are maintaining a uniqueness because of the cost, because of the affordability by the developing, underdeveloping, and as well as poor people of the developed countries. Okay, so total number you can see 1.83 million. Okay, so this one because of this Jaipur Food, they have achieved what you call a sustainable Jaipur Food has made a destination brand, helped in helping in the making the destination branding of Jaipur. Okay, they, everybody is coming for this type of thing, or for Serum Institute, Arvind Eye Hospital. Okay, so these are the things, the competitive advantage they have acquired. It is not for a short term basis, it is something very, because of their unique resources they are able to withstand the competitive advantage in a long term basis. Okay, so that we call as sustained competitive advantage. Okay, and sustained competitive advantage, when we are saying sustained competitive advantage, we have to say that what when we can say sustained competitive advantage. Okay, resources we have seen both your tangible, intangible, and different. Okay, so there is a methodology by which we can say that this one is now they have achieved this sustained competitive advantage. You can see in a phase wise manner from phase 1, phase 2. Okay, this is, and then after phase 3. Okay, so everywhere they are just going in different in a phase wise manner to what you call to achieve the sustained competitive advantage from this one to this phase, second, third phase, fourth phase, and ultimately they are achieving the sustained competitive advantage. Okay, so this they have taken, you can see the first letter V, then after R, then I, then O. Okay, so the acronym is becoming VRIO, VRIO. Okay, and this is proposed by J. Barney has proposed this. J. Barney has proposed VRIO, and it will be helpful for making the declaring a company is whether they are having a sustained competitive advantage or not. Okay, there are farm resources, and is the farm resources valuable, is it rare, is it inimitable, it is organization, then only we can say that as per J. Barney that they have a sustained competitive advantage. Okay, we'll see one by one. First of all, is your organization's resources is valuable? Is it valuable? Only resource is there, but if it is not valuable, then we cannot say that one as a valuable. How you can find out that the resource is valuable or not? Okay, suppose some human resource is there or some machinery is there, as a result of which they are producing some units or some product which is giving a what you call a output, okay, or deliverable which are valuable. Okay, so if they are doing that one in a normal way, then it is whatever output they are getting, whatever value they are getting. Okay, so that it is more than that, then we'll call that it is valuable. And for measuring that one mathematical also, you have got the net present value method is there. Okay, so net present value method in a futuristic way they can calculate that what is, if it would be positive, then we'll say that if NPV is positive, then we'll say that it is the organization resource is positive one, is a really valuable one. Okay, so if it is the resource, the NPV is not, we are not getting a positive NPV. Okay, then we'll say that it is having a competitive disadvantage. Okay, it is not a competitive one. Okay, if your resource is valuable, okay, then the next phase it will go for, that is, if is your resources valuable, yes, then we'll go for checking for is it rare. Rare means is your whatever resources you are possessing, is it rare. Okay, means if you are having that human resource, you are having that machinery, then other players are not having that one. Okay, then we'll say that it is it rare. And if it is say that no, it is not rare, then we'll say that it is having a competitive parity. Okay, if they say that no, it is a rare one, that point of time we'll say that it is it will go for checking the next phase. Okay, what is the next phase? That Is it inimitable? It can, is it, you will say that yes, it is rare. Okay, then it will go for the next phase, that is it inimitable? Okay, inimitable means is whatever resources you are having, it is valuable, it is rare. Okay, suppose you will say that no, I'll not go for the first one, that is the valuable one, but the resources is the whatever I have got, it is rare. Okay, but that is of no use. Okay, if your resource is valuable, then after the next step, that is your, is it rare or not, then in the second phase you will check for that one. So the step cannot start from here. Okay, the first of all we have to check that whether resources are valuable or not. Okay, if it is valuable, then we'll go for checking that whether it is rare or not. Okay, you are having, okay, and very few people are having. Okay, so or only that particular farm is possessing that one, then we'll say that okay, this is a rare product. Okay, is this one is not imitable, or it is not, cannot be copied by others. Okay, if it is copied by others, then we'll say that this is no, then we'll say that it is a temporary competitive advantage. Okay, if you will say that yes, then the next step will go is your, it is be, if you are saying that yes, then whether your resources may be valuable, it is rare, it is inimitable. Okay, but if the organization is not able to capitalize on that one, there you are having some machinery, some human resource, but that is not getting used by some by the farm, then that point of time we'll say that it is unused competitive advantage. Okay, your first phase, this is your second, this is first phase, this is the second phase, this is the third phase, this is the fourth phase, and the last phase, if it will say that yes, it is the organization is capitalizing on that one, they are having a positive architecture, then we'll say that it is a, the company is having the sustained competitive advantage. Okay, so this is all about the sustained competitive advantage, or for using that one, because so far in you have pest analysis, you have Porter's 5 force framework. Okay, that is in the SWOT analysis is a combination of both internal and external environment, but for exclusively for internal environment we have got a tool that is called the Brio, or is your resources valuable, is your resources rare, is your resources inimitable, is your resource organization. Okay, so it will go, it cannot start from step 2, step 3 or step 4, it has to go in this way, first phase, then after second phase, then third phase, in this way, or in this way, if at any point, so we can find out at which stage of competitive advantage we are having. Okay, we can find out that one, and what can be done so that this sustained competitive advantage can be achieved. Anything you are saying that it is a resource pool, it is very important for my organization's sustainability, so you have to find out how it is there, is it valuable, it is rare, it is inimitable. Okay, or the organization is working on that or not. Okay, some resources are there but we are not capitalizing on that one, then we'll call that an unused competitive advantage. Okay, so we have to, the organization has to utilize that one, that then only we can achieve this sustained competitive advantage. Okay, so this is all about the sustained competitive advantage. We have